quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ladies! Check 53,
This is Joe Mixon, fourth in the NFL in rushing last season. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
And Dalton to throw. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
5 yards on the play.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Now Landry. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
Set. 70, Indy. You draw quarter.
Throwing on first down. Stanton looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Dalton, quick hitter here, it's complete. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Hands up, Lee!
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Dalton here from the gun. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Let's go now. 18 Gators. I got it. Bang, 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 bang. Bang.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. Second down now.
Set, ready? 60 or. Check, check. Hard, hard. Shoot.
Throwing on second and long. Stanton, rush coming, and he's taken down. Matt Longacre coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. He's got a man complete. A big play that time for Cleveland. 49 yards.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into third and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. They run with Hunt, and he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down.
Check 52's the mic. Check 50.
Looking to throw on second down. Stanton, pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Matchbox lights.
The mic. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache. 57's the mic.
Hey, orbit.
Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Get it ready.
From the gun, Stanton. He finds Taylor, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
64, weak.
57, Mike, 57. I know he ain't got it.
Off the bootleg, Stanton. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Ready up.
52, watch 52. 52's the mic. Hey, pick your game.
Hey, Sam off.
Watch the twist.
5.
To throw on third down, Stanton. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
Seibert's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So, yes, it's only 3, but at least they're able to answer back after giving up the touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, I like the observation there because getting some points on the board, very positive for them. Feel a little bit better about things because if you don't score, you potentially open the door for them to score again, and then you're down 14.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now Joe Mixon, and he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati first down.
It's a gain of 7.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 39-yard line.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Dalton. And an alley to run. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. Dalton now, the pass. Open man is Ross, complete.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes
taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They'll start with Hunt on the ground, and he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
It'll be real interesting to take a look at this play later because on this pitch toss play, I get the sense that he just followed the pulling guard or the pulling offensive lineman through that hole and spilled this play early.
Yeah, because it didn't even get to the outer third of the field. He was tackled in the middle third.
Yeah, when you're talking about a pitch or a toss tackled there, that means they read it fast and diagnosed it and knocked them down in a hurry.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
That's good for a Browns first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
They go play action here on first down. Carlos Dunlap. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Stanton. And he whips that one incomplete there. The intended receiver, Taywan Taylor. And it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 24.
Hey, wahoo! Come. Shoot.
Operating from the gun. Stanton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing it to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw here, Dalton. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away. Well,
they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective 3rd down play to move the chains. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton rolling to his right. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. This one hauled in by Sample. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 27-yard line. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Bam! Hey, zoom! What up?
From the gun, Stanton. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. On first down, Stanton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The Bengals and Browns, this is one of our final few NFL 100 series games. And speaking of series, the 92nd meeting between these two teams. The Bengals holding the 50-41 all-time edge. Last year, the Browns won both games, one in November, then again on December 23rd. And both of these franchises founded by Coach Paul Brown, who, of course, the Browns are named after. But then he would later go downstate to help found the Bengals in May of 1967. Throwing again, Stanton. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And he goes out right around the 39. Call it a gain of 5. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillandale as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Dalton. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. This time they stay on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Ryan Quigley now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. And this will be incredible field position as that'll kick out of bounds inside the opponent's 35-yard line. They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They're cut down when they're that backed up. You've got to be careful going after him.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st, and he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
General West.
Safety creep. He's checking. Crash. Slay.
Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, high 7. Let's go.
Off play action. Stanton. Going deep here for Taylor. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
And that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Ready. 90 Wolf. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, check Mike 57. 3 butts.
Operating from the gun. Stanton, and he's got the hook up to Landry. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Let's go.
16-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
368.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Dalton, he gets this one to Boyd. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Andy Dalton now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Now Mixon. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with it.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. So Dalton now going deep downfield for Ross, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Play action here with Dalton. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Christian Kirksey in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. On 1st and 10, Stanton. He'll find Taylor, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
On the ready.
57.
You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. Clear.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stanton. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Taywan Taylor. And it's 3rd and 4.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Stanton. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. picked off by Sean Williams. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play fake. Here's Dalton. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. From the gun, Dalton. Airing one out for Boyd. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the check-up bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Throwing on first down. Stanton. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th.
Here we go.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. A run for Nick Chubb. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
80 weapon. Hey, exit.
On first down, Stanton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, right 52.
Hey, Alpha. You get it.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. It's caught by OBJ. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter.
Let's go now. 18 Gator.
Some got man. Check 43.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Hatchet. Slam, slam, slam.
Check, check. Hard. Shoot.
Here's Chubb to try to run it in, and that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A 5-point game now, as here comes the kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Second and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
You're not ready. You're not ready. Begin.
Hey, box truck.
Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it.
That's it. Big hit.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Hey, lock it.
Watch out.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Y'all playing the wrong football. Hey, watch it.
22 jet bomber.
Here we go. Mike 52. Here we go.
Deep grip.
On 2nd and 9, Stanton. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
That's good for the Browns. First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. A toss play to Chubb. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Sean Williams that time in on the stop.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Ready? 8, read.
Better bring it. You better bring it.
61, matchbox lights.
My 52.
Throwing on 2nd down. Stanton, and he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
57. I'm on.
From the gun on third down, Stanton. He finds Beckham complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3. Hunt going to run for it. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. On first down, Mixon. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. To throw. Forced out to his left. That's caught. It's Eli Rogers. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 41-yard line.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. A first down run not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
The Bengals on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. Well, that would have been something if he could have saved him from that long distance there in the closing seconds, but it was just not meant to be.
They need a little more time and a little more yardage to give him a realistic shot. And that kick's a good metaphor for this game, isn't it? They're going to wind up a little short in the end.
A great come-from-behind victory in this one, Charles. And really the difference, obviously, was that 4th quarter. They dominated.
And it has to start with believing that you can make that comeback. Because we've been in games before. We've done games where you can just look at one team and realize they have no chance of making it back. Not in the one we just saw here. They did it, and they did it well.
So for the Browns, the win is their 5th of the year as they move to 5-8. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.